All right, hit the gas. Do it. Oh yeah. Do it again. Yeah, that's it. Okay. What is up? Driving the Ford Escape, which has now been the daughter's car for a year. And I'm pretty sure the charge pipe is leaking. I can hear it off the brick walls. I noticed when I drove this the other day, it didn't have the torque right off idle like these are known for, with the little 1.6 EcoBoost. If I can listen. You can hear the compressed air blowing right out someplace on this thing. Anyways, driving it because she was pulling to the right and she saw a nick. This light came on. That's not flashing like that, it's just the way the camera's. Anyway, she's freaking out about that. It does look real bad, but it's just mostly superficial. Mostly. She has burned down these tires a little bit. They are Pirellis. They were brand new when we put them on when the wife was driving this, and then this got parked for a year, and then the daughter turned 16, and then she's driving for a year, and she's burned them down. Pretty good. So I'm airing up the tires. Two front tires are down to like 28 and 29 PSI. I usually air these up to 40, just because they're pretty big tires. Just tries driving the car now after I put air in the tires. Okay, the lights did go out. Okay, I'm gonna go between some walls here. You can hear the turbo spool, and I was wondering about the turbo, man. You can hear the air just blowing out somewhere. Oh yeah. So we'll have to get this thing up on the jack stands. I think that would be the safest way. I'm gonna need to. I kind of reached under the car just a little bit ago and felt all these soft rubber hoses, and they're definitely deteriorated from all the oil and everything. This car's turning 10 next year, and so it's 9 years old. Hear that? No boost. All right. So I don't want the wheels to spin just because I'm still gonna be under there. I ain't gonna move nowhere. Put it in drive. Hold the brake as hard as you can, and then. All right, hit the gas. Do it. Oh yeah. Do it again. Yeah, that's it. Okay, turn it off. Okay, today we are back out. The Ford Escape that has the hose. I already show you where it's leaking. I just reached under there and cut out the damaged section. That is right here. So we kind of look through here, maybe on the inside, and I squeeze it. Yeah, right there. Oop. You can see the deterioration, the crack right there. That crack would spread and would blow out all the boost. So their fix, or for the whole entire, to get the hose from the dealership meant getting the whole assembly from the intercooler to the throttle body. So all of this is one assembly. This is where I cut out the leak. So you got to get up in there to the intercooler to get that clamp off. Might taking the front off. But so this is the damaged hose. It has clamps. There are clamps that come off right here. I could probably just go find a radiator hose, but then this whole assembly goes up to a couple more flex connections up to the throttle body up there at the top. And then there's one other hose assembly that comes off the turbo through all this, through the flex connectors into the intercooler. So they only show two hose assemblies, that one and then this one, which contains the one that's leaking. So this is about 240 bucks. I just bought parts for the used Ford Escape we just got. I bought some parts for the done stuff on the truck. I'm like, I'm gonna hold off. I'm just gonna buy a $5 piece of metal and we're just gonna clamp it in here for now. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to do it with this. I might have to cut it, but I'm gonna try sticking it in there and see what I can make out of that. Oh guys, I recorded myself clamping that hose on. Didn't realize the phone stopped recording. Seems like I've been getting some ghost taps on this phone. Might be time for an upgrade. Anyway, this turned out to be really easy. I clamped this one on first, and then I just pulled it over, and this pipe I bought right up from the auto parts store, it just fit perfectly in there, and clamped it down with this other one. These are some spare clamps I had from past turbo projects, so these are made for clamping this kind of stuff. I mean, they clamp really good. Where you can see the factory clamp right here, it looks like just a glorified radiator hose clamp. These are actually the ones, you know, made for this stuff. That, I mean, they have a lot of clamping force and they're real wide. You have to get these pretty exact to your size, because they only go from, you know, the diameter of open to close is not that much, you know, once you close these. And it shouldn't blow out, but anyone knows with turbos, man, if it has a way, you build up like 15, 16 psi boost, or people that are pros are, you know, running up to 40 psi and shit, you know, you got to have, at some point you'll have to start having the ends rolled so that it gets behind here, you know, the metal, and doesn't pop out. But this car, I'm sure, only goes up to about 16 psi or so that should be fine. And somebody's probably going to mention in the comments that some people had so-and-so had 100 psi boost. I've heard such stories, but you get my point. But I recorded myself clamping that on, but the phone wasn't recording. I realized, like, after I walked away, that it was no longer recording. But anyway, now got to get the keys and go drive it. Still up on the car amp, so I can already hear, even in park, that the internal blow-off valve has something to release now. Probably hasn't. I bet you that hose was leaking for a while. Probably had. Thing's pissed off. He's got the door open. My Jeep won't even let you move. It won't even go in gear since it's electronic shift if you have the door open, which is a real drag. If you have the door open and try to like guide yourself on ramps or whatever in that Jeep, it'll put it neutral on you. In fact, I'm gonna move this Jeep over right now. So put it in gear. Open the door. Oh, it stayed in gear. What? Nope, there it went. There it went. Look at that. Put it in park on me. Even though I was in drive. Now I have to put it back to park. Oh, I need to change the oil on this thing too. Dang. This thing will lower itself. Can't hear it over this thing, I think. God, you had to get used to that on that Jeep. With the air suspension, but the air suspension is actually pretty cool. It makes it hard for people to reach under there and steal the catalytic converters. My goodness, my daughter's just looks like a teenage daughter's vehicle. There's cups in here. This. She had to get used to this watching her, but now she wants that fucking camera. Just getting through the neighborhood right now. I just barely touched the throttle. I heard a tire scratch loose. Last time I drove this, you could kind of floor it. It didn't do shit. Subdivisions. Oh yeah, just barely touch. Let's get out here and see if it. Well, it's not the fastest car, but it's a sleeper car because it's still a little SUV with big tires, and it's a 1.6 liter, which is like one of the smallest engines I've ever had. You know, got lag. I didn't spin like it used to. Maybe it's. I'm gonna have to get over here where I can power brake it, because when I tried to power brake it, it wouldn't even spin recently, and this thing would shred the tires. So gotta make sure this hose doesn't pop off. It might still have other leaks. That hose is deteriorated. Oh, traction control's on. That's one reason. Okay, how'd we do that again? Nope, you go back. You got to go down to driver assist or something like that. It's a real pain in the ass in this car. Do that. Back out of it. And then it'll let you power brake it. So it's building boost there. Alright. And that new to us used Ford Explorer bot First time I goosed it after I took it home, it was like spinning the tires. And then when I drove it after I fixed the headrest, oh, there we go. Now it's going like it used to. When I drove it after I fixed the headrests, I was recording like I am now, and it's like it didn't have the same power. I was like, what the hell? Turned off the traction control, which is just a button. It wasn't slow, still a sleeper, but it didn't have the the initial little, high torque power right away that these EcoBoosts are known for. So, but then last night the family and I are in it for the first time with me driving, and I go down and I go, I wonder what this manual button. I'm looking at something. She goes, oh yeah, do you know it has modes? And she's pushing some of the buttons. So evidently she's been playing with it. I pushed it. It was in freaking economy mode. Economy mode. So and not even normal. So when I put it back in a normal or in sport, it had that good power again. Now they have a 2.0 all-wheel drive version of these cars, which had a bit more power than the 1.6. These are like 180 foot-pounds of torque, which is a lot out of there. And then like 165 horsepower, because it just doesn't build boost up high. That lag. But if you know how to drive these and you brake boost them just a little bit when that light's getting ready to change, you can make these things actually go. Anyway, it seems to be working pretty good. Also, been years since I drove this as a daily for a while. Well, with that, we got the boost part back and the EcoBoost on this old vehicle. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share, and all that normal stuff. Catch you guys later.